Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. Team Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. T-Will, shining bright on the airwaves, bringing sports tonight. Atlanta heart, with a soul so free. My ATL sports show is the place to be.
Falcon fans, ATL fans everywhere, good morning. Do not adjust your eyes. Yes, it is 7:45 in the morning, and you are witnessing the What the Falcon, home of the brave episode for this week, man. It's me and my guy, Scott Karasik, like Jurassic, and from Scott's own words, he is not a morning person. How you doing this morning, Scott? You all right? You hanging in there, buddy?
I'm hanging in, man. My favorite part about working from home is I get to wake up at like 8:30, roll out of bed, grab a Coke, and then like slowly let the dogs out, give them some dog treats, and then walk over to my computer and log in at like 8:45 and still be 15 minutes early.
I hear that, man. I'm
asleep this morning, but hey, it's all right.
I'm sorry to be the one to separate you from your sleep, buddy, but we got Falcon business, as they say, Scott. Falcon business to discuss this morning, my friend. So hey, man, without further ado, as it is early Friday morning. Woo, party foul on T Will, 15-yard penalty. We got MacTown Dirty in the chat. MacTown, how you doing, man? Hopefully all is well. Good morning. Good Friday morning to you. We are here to talk about our beloved Atlanta Falcons. But first, we got to talk about last week's embarrassing loss. And make no mistake about it, Scott, it was embarrassing. Final score, Carolina Panthers 30, Falcons 0, zilch, goose egg, nada, nothing. I
would personally put, 20 of the points I would put on the offense's misdoings.
Agreed.
I would say
100%. Yeah.
I would say that first touchdown I'd put on the defense, and then one of the field goals. But if your defense, on the long drives, they allowed one touchdown, one field goal. Everything else was short fields or the pick six or and honestly, most of the times on short fields, they were allowing field goals. So they were doing their job. Defense did their job. Offense, what's that meme from Dodgeball? It's like two monkeys humping a doorknob. Get it together.
Wow.
Wow. The great Rip Torn, R.I.P., said that when he was playing Patches O'Houlihan. I was hearing Patches' voice in my head all day. Like, what are we doing out there? And yeah, it felt like we were Dodgeball. And
that was hard to watch, man. Honestly, that was hard to watch. They just never seemed comfortable, and they quite candidly did not seem prepared. I know that Penix was having some sort of issue with his headset, but again, we got to have some protocols in place to where if your headset's not working, you got a set of plays to work with. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We can't,
Yeah.
and not only that, we cannot call a timeout and come out of that timeout and get a penalty.
A
We
lot of
can't.
that had to do with the headset. I mean, honestly, like that to me is a headset issue. That being said, that should get cleaned up in the coming weeks, like really quickly.
Yeah.
This is honestly one of those burn the tape games because there was only a handful of guys that put up positive film this week that you're just screaming at the team and running them into the ground all week for what they did.
Yeah.
They didn't wake up. They weren't prepared. They like being Mr. Nice Guy all week didn't work. So sometimes you gotta flip the script and do things different. If what you're doing didn't work and you laid an egg and you've had 2 games you should have won that you either lost in the last second or I mean, this team could be 3-0 right now if they showed up against Carolina. Like they didn't have to do anything crazy. They just had to show up. Carolina. And then if they had, I don't know, just made one more play against the Buccaneers. So
you live and you learn. You live and you learn. Let's wake the folks up and get to some trivia this morning. So for you experienced Falcon heads out there, because this is not an easy one, who was the Falcons quarterback before Matt Ryan was drafted in 2008? And I'm talking about directly, and I talk about Michael Vick. I'm saying who was the last Falcons quarterback?
It was the Joey Harrington, Byron Leftwich, Chris Redmond combination that led us through the 2007 season.
Yep. But if you went with Joey Harrington, you get bonus points. But yes, that is correct, sir. That is correct. That is correct.
It was those 3 guys that started that season.
Yep.
That is like a core memory of mine is sitting there going, we're 2-12 and we don't have a quarterback. We're going to suck.
And we did suck that year. Suck we did, sir. God. Suck we did. All right, next question. Who was the Falcons' first head coach in franchise history?
It wasn't Van Brocklin, was it?
No, sir, it was not. It was not. It was not. Oh, come on. I know you got it in there, Scott. I know you got it in there.
I don't know if I do. Not in the morning.
Let me see if I can give you a hint. Think of Cheers. Think of a guy who walked in the bar and they all shouted his name.
Norm Van Brocklin.
Right. No. It was Norm, but it's not Norm. The first 3 letters are in his name. That's correct. But it's not Norm. Last name starts with an H. It's like it is way too early for this too.
No, it's Norb Hecker.
There you go. Love it. Love it. Love it.
I'm like, yeah, my brain is not on.
So
the first like kind of winning coach.
Yeah. Penix throws for 2 interceptions. That second one, I understand. It's 4th and whatever. You're trying to get it. But that first one cannot happen. You cannot have that. You cannot just lackadaisically throw that ball not knowing who's over there. That cannot happen.
He missed the read right over the middle. That would have been like a 9-yard it was like a 9-yard dig that would have instantly connected, and it was with Ray McCloud. I don't think he trusts Ray right now. I don't think he trusts what he's seeing over the middle right now. I think getting back Casey Washington hopefully this week should help him. I know that sounds crazy, but I think Casey Washington played well enough in week 1 that he earned the wide receiver 3 job for when Mooney was back in healthy. And I think we're going to see McCloud moving to the bench pretty soon because McCloud's been running a lot of bad routes. He hasn't been getting open. He hasn't been catching the ball. He's not the same McCloud as he was last year.
Is he hurt?
No, I think he's just showing he is who he is. Last year was the anomaly. Last year wasn't who McLeod is. McLeod is the guy who runs bad routes and doesn't catch the ball and is on a special teamer. So, like, when we signed McLeod, I was like, all right, cool, we got our special teams fixed. Not, oh, we got a third wide receiver. I was advocating for them to take a wide receiver at some point in the draft to upgrade for McLeod and Washington and those guys. Not that I've got anything against Washington. He just gets injured all the time with concussions.
Yeah, yeah, he does. He really
Yeah.
does. It's what? It's third one? It's third one in 2 years?
Like, we need him to not get concussed, but we can't force anything there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then Kadero Hodge is hurt this week, so this might be a week where we see Chris Blair, where we see Casey Washington come in, and then the 4, 5, and 6 this week are Sills, Washington, and Blair. Like Blair, Stills, and Nash, or whatever. Crosby, Stills, and Nash is who it is. That's what I was thinking.
Carrie says, good morning, T. Will and Scott. Good morning, BPE Carrie. How are you? Carlos says, heading into work, top of the morning, fellas. Sunday, we are taking these jive turkeys. Wow, we have a 70s reference, Scott. Jive turkeys.
I think we got a real shot at winning this week. I know we just got blown out.
And we did get blown out. So tell me, why do you feel like we got a shot? You know, what is changed in your mind? What is going to get corrected?
Did you ever play football growing up?
I did.
And you knew you had a decent team around you, and your team was good, but like you guys just had a bad game, and you're like, man, we just did not play well. And it wasn't like hey, they were better than us. It's like, man, we just could not get out of our own way.
Okay.
I mean, when I was wrestling growing up, sometimes you had a bad tournament. Sometimes you just had a day where everything you tried failed. And that was one of those days, was everything they tried failed. The luck is going to get a little bit better. But at the same time, you're also going to have a day where you're like, man, everything I try is just working. We haven't seen one of those yet. We're about due for one of those. Because that Vikings game was not one of those everything you try is working kind of games. That Viking game was, hey, we're just pressing the run button.
Are you concerned at all with Zach Robinson? Are you concerned with the passing game? Last week. Go ahead.
Yeah. So Zach Robinson needs to do a few things to fix his shit, to be nice. So the first thing Zach needs to do to fix his stuff, I'm not saying the pistol is the main reason why we have issues. I am saying we run it too often.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be running pistol 55% of the time.
And 90% of the time when we run it, we're passing the ball.
It's like 80% of the time when we're running pistol, we're running the ball. 90% of the time when we're running shotgun, we're passing the ball. We need more variation in sets. We need to stop tipping our hand. We do need to throw in some more under center plays.
Yes.
It needs to be closer to 30, 30, 40. I mean, if pistol is the main thing in your offense, cool. But we need to have 30% under center, 30% shotgun, 40% pistol. And yes, that doesn't sound like a big change from 60% pistol to 30% or to 40% pistol, but that is a big difference in under center. Under center will help you with things like play action. It helps with timing. That's one of the things we need to do. The next thing we need to do is we need to marry the play action from what we're actually running, because we run outside zone, inside zone, stretch. Like 90% of our runs are that way. All of our play actions go towards the 10% of our run game where it's handing it off right up the middle. We also never call a damn play action when Tyler Algier is on the field. If Algier is on the field, we are running the ball. Like, all but 3 times. And he's gotten a target on all 3 of those times that we didn't run the ball. So we really, 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 really have to fix all of our play calling. And then the third thing he's got to do is he's got to get more creative with his routes. Again, you run a Texas route with Pitts. You can run one with Bijan Robinson. You aren't really attacking the seams. If we want to get Penix comfortable throwing over the middle, we need to send a bunch of stuff over the middle and really attack the middle of the field and just be like, listen, you can have your outs, you can have your checkdowns, but I want you attacking over the middle of the field. I want you to get comfortable attacking the middle of the field. I want you to get comfortable in the play action that we're running out of single back where we're running a stretch and we're naked bootlegging. I want to get you used to being on the move when you're throwing the ball. Because him standing there in the pocket isn't helping him. Like, yeah, he can stand there and find stuff. It's just not helping him. It's not creating lanes.
Gotcha. So Kerry says, I hate that for Ray if true, because he is the one guy who came out the media and was very transparent about getting blown out and how it doesn't get fixed, someone else is getting fired. How if it doesn't get fixed, someone else is getting fired. Kerry also says our record against the Commanders is bad. I really hope Sunday we change that for the better and win the game. Kerry also says, my fear, Scott, is that Zach isn't going to fix anything or change anything because based off of his interview, he doesn't think anything is wrong with his play calling and doesn't think it's predictable. So to that point, let's get to some things. Last week, 0 point. Penix was as off as Fergie was that time she sang the national anthem, and the receivers had multiple drops. You're saying we're going to clean this up. We really didn't have a great performance in the first game. We were able to run the ball based on Minnesota's deficiency. So you're saying all of this comes together in game 4. That about because I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know, Scott. I don't know. And I'll tell you why I don't know. Because of exactly what you said. Number one, he is extremely predictable. That is number one. I don't know if that is laziness. I don't know if that is, I don't believe in my offensive tackle who can, I don't know what that is. Okay. But here's the fact. Number one, when they are under center, they run the ball 92% of the time.
Mm-hmm.
So when they're under center, it's a run. Run. When they're in shotgun, it's a pass. When they're in pistol, it's a run. We got to do better than that. Penix, you got to set your feet, buddy. I don't care what anybody else says. You can throw it 1,000 miles an hour. If you don't know where it's going, it does not matter. Penix has to set his feet. We got to get these plays in. What's up with that? What is going on with the play calling? Why can we not get it in a timely manner? Scott, help me out here because, what are we doing?
Yeah, so part of the play calling issue was due to the headsets. But, I mean, at a certain point, your plays have to come in faster. You have to give Penix some freedom where if everything's going wrong, he can just be like, this is a bread and butter play I'm going to run.
That's what I was looking for. That's what I was.
Like, if there's 15 seconds on the clock and he still can't get the call in, he can just say, fuck it. I'm going with, this play. I'm going with 2-minute play 3. I'm going with 2-minute play 2. I'm going with this. So, yeah.
And I guess my question is, I would think that would be the normal protocol Why has this not been installed? Is it because Penix is a rookie and you don't trust him? Is it because he doesn't have that command of the offense? Like, why is that not already standard procedure? And it can't be standard procedure because twice, not once, but twice, we've gotten penalties after timeouts, which I'm told is a fireable offense the first time. Now, supposedly, Zach Robinson is not going to call the game from the box. He's going to be on the field. Can you
That will
take
help.
me? Okay, take me through why. What is the impact of that? Why is that going to help?
So the way that calls are relayed to quarterbacks, you got the guy in the box, you got the guy on the field, and there's a middleman because it has to go through that way. You are literally playing telephone. It's not a direct line the way it should be sometimes. A lot of times it's the head coach. Sometimes it's your quarterback's coach. I think they were using KJ Black, I think, the quarterback's coach, was relaying the calls. And as they were relaying the calls, KJ Black was when the play clock goes under 15 seconds, the comms shut off. As they're relaying those calls, KJ Black was probably like, hey, this is what's going on, and playing telephone. Now, Zach Robinson will be calling the plays directly from the field to him.
So
There's no thing.
There's no middleman.
Okay. But Robinson can talk to KJ and be like, hey, what are you seeing up there? What am I missing? Okay. What's going on?
Okay.
So that's where that benefit is. Also, the biggest thing is when they're on defense, what has Penix been doing? They show him just kind of sitting there on the bench, right? Just kind of like not even really talking with the quarterback's coach. Give Robinson a Surface tablet. Let him show the film that is readily available right there, right after the play, the pictures that you see, and go, hey, this dude, Pitts, is wide open in the seam. You see the read. Why didn't you hit him? Because you were supposed to hit him on that, and that would have been a 20-yard gainer. What are we missing here? And you can be like, well, I thought I saw the safety creeping up. You can be like, no, you had leverage. You should have ripped it. Like, rip the seams. They have had Pitts open for massive gains in the seams 4 or 5 times in the Panthers game. A couple times versus the Vikings, they were open. And even against the Bucs, they were open. But he was throwing it to someone else in those situations where maybe it wasn't Pitts. It was like London in the seam, or it was someone else in the seam. Like it was Washington in the seam. So it's like, I don't care who you throw it to in the seam. Just get the ball out and get it to the guy and start attacking those seams more, because that's what he was doing that last year. He was making those throws last year.
He was. So what is different? What has changed? What's you know what I mean? Because to your point, he was making those throws last year. He made a throw to Pitts in that Washington game. Washington hadn't seen that ball since, and it's been 9 months. That's how quick that ball got up on him. I'm not seeing that same Penix this year. It's got to be something. You know what I mean? So is it you don't have confidence? You know, are you feeling pressure? Do you have happy feet? What's the issue?
I think he's not fully in rhythm this year when it's time for him to get those throws. Last year, we would put him in easy situations, get him easy throws that he's comfortable with early in the games. Those deep outs are easy throws for him. Those are some of the hardest throws you can make in football. Those are his rhythm throws.
Okay.
A big part of the issues that were on Sunday was he was taking those deep outs. He was throwing them to Mooney. And where was Mooney? A step behind.
Yeah, I think Mooney's still hurt, to be honest.
Mooney's still revving up. You can see it. He's not fully there.
He was not good not good at all.
I think Mooney getting to full strength. I think when they start using Drake London back in the slot again, because they haven't been using him in the slot all year, start using him back in the slot again here and there. Start using Drake London as the Z, which is what he was playing last year. Mooney was truly the X. London's the number one wide receiver, but in our offense, he was the Z. I don't know. There's a lot of like, it's just disjointed, and if just one thing clicks, something else will click, and then something else will click, and then something else will click. And I think the solution to all of this is to call more pass plays out of the pistol, call more run plays out of the shotgun, call more plays under center. When you are under center, I would run exclusively play action and run plays under the center when you're under center. That's all I would ever run. Play action and run plays. And I'd call a 50-50 split. You see me under center, I'm going to make it look like it's a run every time. But maybe I'll pull the ball sometimes.
Yeah.
And I would run stretch play actions.
I know you have to do that. My concern, and valid or not, my concern is maybe you don't want Penix to turn his back because you don't believe in that offensive tackle. See, here's the thing.
I want Penix to turn his back.
No. I'm not saying I don't. What I'm saying is this administration is not forthcoming with anything.
No.
They're just not. So what I've learned to do in these 2 years is to judge them by their actions. They run the ball. They run it under center. Okay? They run it from the pistol. They pass it from shotgun. Now, you pass it from shotgun, you as quick as his release is, you really never get a chance to get up on him, right? And he rarely turns his back in that shotgun. So, and again, I'm not saying this is the case. I'm just kind of deducing from what they're showing me. Look, at some point, you're going to have to run play action. You're going to have to. Yeah, it is what it is. You cannot be a successful team in the NFL without some components of play action. But my concern is we're in the fourth game, and I'm seeing the same thing week after week after week. Now, you want to say Ray was hurt? Ray looked bad last week. Ray did not look good.
I don't think Ray was hurt. I just don't think.
I'm sorry. I said Ray. I meant Mooney. I meant Mooney.
Yeah.
Mooney looked bad. Mooney looked really bad. Now, you want to say, okay, he didn't have my brother says, morning, everybody. Morning, Eric. Morning, LBB. You want to say that Mooney didn't have a camp or whatever, fine. Bring him back when he's ready, because last week he did not look ready. Okay? Yeah. He was not where he needed to be. He did not get his ball. He was not running those routes crisply. He was not there. When he did catch the ball on the sideline, he didn't get his feet. He just looked bad. And if you're not ready, you're not ready, right? So don't just throw him out there just for the sake of throwing him out there. That was my issue. You got Blair. You have depth. You have depth with these receivers. Put them out there. Let's see what they can do. You've got Bijan. You've got Algier. How about you use them? We went away from the run. The run was working fine. You know what, Scott? I did an analysis with AI, and I did 3 different AIs.
Okay.
And I put the metrics in there. And you know what AI said? AI said if we had not gone away from the run, and if we don't throw turnovers, we should have won that game. If you look at every category, we beat them in rushing. We beat them in passing. We beat them in every category with the exception of holding the ball. We beat them on third downs. We beat them every category.
Possession wasn't even that far off. It was a 4-minute switch, which that's not a big difference in the NFL.
Not at all. And we had the ball 11 times. They had it 9 times. Okay. Yeah. But number one, we kept stalling drives. We missed field goals. We threw 2 interceptions. That first interception really put us behind the 8 ball. And you come out in the third quarter, you don't run the ball. You're only down by 10 points. You don't run the ball. That's what I'm talking about. And again, I know Zach Robinson was under the coaching tree of Sean McVay, but we are in year 2. Zach, you got to get it together. That is
What
all I'm saying.
what plays did the Falcons run last year or this year that make you think that this is a Sean McVay style offense?
No, I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying he learned under his coaching tree.
He learned under his coaching tree, but he does not call Sean McVay plays. As
Yeah.
much as I wish, if he was calling Sean McVay's plays, if he just ripped Sean McVay's playbook from him and play calling style from him, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. This team would be 3-0 with 2 blowouts under its record and a close game against the Buccaneers that they'd won if he stole Sean McVay's coaching style out from under him. Because there's so much more play action. A lot of the problems that we have, Sean McVay runs tendency breakers of his own tendencies. He goes back and he's like, all right, well, I'm in the pistol 60% of the time, and I'm running the ball 80% of the time out of the pistol. Let's see what we should do. All right, well, let's run the pistol, and let's call play action 6 straight times when we're in the pistol because they think it's going to be a run because 80% of the time they're right. So let's just keep running play actions out of it. Let's run rollouts. We never run a rollout. Let's run rollouts. Like everything that McVay does says, hey, I'm going to switch it up from what I used to do, which is what Shanahan does and did with us. It's what the Kubiaks do. It's what Kevin O'Connell does. It's what Matt LaFleur does. It's what that whole tree of Mike Shanahan does.
So it sounds like you're saying that sounds like you're saying Zach needs to step his game up. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
I'm saying Zach needs to look at every other part of this coaching tree that he's from and steal plays from all of these guys. And I don't care who he steals them from. Steal plays that work. We have you remember that play where Levine Toilolo broke deep in 2016 on that tight end throwback?
Yeah, Kyle does that all the time where he'll have a bunch of guys on this side. He'll run a tight end that's blocking and sneak him out to the other side, and nobody's paying attention because all the routes are on the other side. Yeah, and he there's some variation of that play in every Kyle Shanahan offense.
Why can't we run that play and have Kyle Pitts be that guy who's getting behind the defense wide open deep downfield, and those 2 guys that are coming over the middle are Mooney and London running those deep crossers, and then you have your outlet route. I mean, it's a play action play. It's out of single back. It's out of ace. Like you normally run out of an ace formation where you have 2 tight ends, 2 wide receivers, your running back. And you run that stretch style play action with a boot action, and you have him sitting here basically, and it's better run when it's to the left. Matt Ryan used to boot out to his left. Well, now you've got a left-handed quarterback. Run the same play that Matt Ryan did with Levine Toilolo and Roddy White and Julio Jones with Drake London, Darnell Mooney, and Kyle Pitts. And when Kyle Pitts is wide the fuck open, 35 yards downfield, throw him the ball. He'll catch it this year because it's a contract year, and he'll take it 80 yards for a touchdown. You run that play twice. You get 2 80-yard touchdowns out of it. Completely changes how people play you the rest of the year. Just steal plays from other guys in your same tree. You already know what the plays are. You already know what they are. So run and this is a great point from Eric Parker. Go ahead and pop that up on the screen. Agreed. It doesn't look the same that they were running in training camp.
And why is that?
I don't know. Wilkinson, despite being not as good as Caleb McGarry, not as good as Storm Norton, has been serviceable.
But the question is, has he been serviceable because you've run certain plays out of certain formations?
No, he's been serviceable because he's been serviceable. Like he has been. There's a pass blocking efficiency rating that I like to use.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally how many snaps do you allow pressure, and it's like the inverse of that. How many good snaps do you have in pass blocking?
Mm-hmm.
A good number, like a top tier number, is 92 plus. The entire Falcons offensive line is at 93%, except for Wilkinson. An average number is an average or serviceable number is around 90 to 91%. Wilkinson's right at the top of that range at 91%. So why are we worried about it?
Well, my question to you is, number one, with Penix, that ball's see, you can skew numbers, right?
I know that ball's getting out quick.
Right.
But this is straight win rate.
No, I get it, but I'm saying, to me, and again, I'm not saying I'm right? But maybe you're predictable because you do not trust your tackle, right? Maybe the reason you run the ball exclusively under center is because you're saying, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to have my quarterback turn his back and I'm not doing it, right? Maybe the reason you only pass from shotgun is you want him to see it coming. And yes, the numbers will bear that out because Penix is getting rid of that ball. He's not holding it too long. So
I agree with that. But again, this is going back, watching the film, and just seeing how he's doing on these reps. He's not a bad right tackle.
Okay. All right.
That's fair. He should be like, he's a guard. Like, I'm going to make that fully clear. Elijah Wilkinson should be playing guard in the NFL. He is not a tackle.
Okay.
Why they didn't go out and get a legitimate tackle?
There you go.
For the rest of the year, I will never understand.
There you go.
I am agreeing with that. I just don't think that this offense's struggles, because I went back and watched that film, I don't think the struggles this week. I don't think the struggles versus the Vikings in the past game. I don't think the struggles versus the Bucs was on Wilkinson. And again, I'm not saying Wilkinson is this great football player or anything, but he does the job.
All right. Well, then if he's doing the job, then you got to trust him. So to your point,
you don't trust him, I will agree with. And that could be a big issue with the play calling.
If he's doing the job, then you have to trust him, right? Because either way, look it. And here's my concern, and then I'm going to reestablish some positivity. You're not gonna have Bates, Pitts, Algier for the rest of their careers. One of them is gonna go, right? So while you have them, let's maximize that talent. While you have Penix for cheap, because if he is anything like we think he's going to be, I can just about guarantee when it's time to sign him, you have to get rid of some folks because he's going to be every bit of $70 million a year, every bit of it, right? If he is the quarterback that we think he is. So while you have him for cheap, while you have Algier, while you have Bijan, while you have Drake, which you still have to extend, by the way, while you have Kyle, while you have, let's take advantage of that. That is my concern, right? Because, you're going to have to sign Penix in about 3 or 4 years, and then you're going to have to make some decisions because you're not going to be able to keep all of those guys. You're going to have to extend Drake when? Next year?
Yeah, Drake goes into his 5th-year option next year.
Yeah, so
you should extend him after this year. Pitts and London are probably getting extended after this year. It might be smart to go ahead and do Pitts, London, Robinson this year with all that money that's going to open up when you June 2nd cut Kirk Cousins and actually lower a couple of their cap hits this year, 2026. I mean, I would just knock all three out because Bijan can do his extension as soon as possible. I wouldn't even think about a 5th-year option for Bijan. I would straight up just re-sign him for a 4-year extension and be like, listen, your 5th-year option would be this, your franchise number would be this, your second franchise number would be this. I'm going to offer you the average of that plus $3 million a year to account for inflation. We're going to structure it to where we keep up with the cap, and we fit you 3 guys into the cap versus anything else. And I would keep that core together for at least 4 years.
That makes sense to me.
For all 4 guys.
Let me ask you this. Carlos says kickers are missing. Well, first he said, we got to quit coaching scared football. I want to see us attacking everyone on some apex predator type stuff.
Some Johnny Abraham stuff.
Working on McCusker. Monte Carlos says kickers are missing across the league. We shouldn't attempt more than 3 field goals a game. Let's talk about that. Scott, is there a dearth of competent kicking in the league right now? I mean, I saw Koo got picked up, right? Or was he signed to the practice squad with the Giants?
He's on the practice squad with the Giants. I don't think Romo, like the first kick was bad. The second kick was fine. It was also from 56 yards out.
Yeah.
Like, if you miss from 56 yards out, I really am not going to be mad at you.
Yeah.
Like, 56 is not an easy kick. I know there's a lot of kickers that make them, but all those kickers are signed by other teams right now. So I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, well, why can't our guy do it? That guy can do it. Yeah, that guy's Brandon Aubrey for the Cowboys. Like, I don't understand why any of that matters. Yeah. So for me, I think we just need to settle and just trust in one guy at kicker. It couldn't be Koo anymore.
No, it couldn't.
I agree
and I agree with that. So to all the folks out there saying bring Koo back, don't bring him back. He had it for a year and a half. He's done.
And his mechanics were just totally fucked at a certain point. Like
that first kick though, that got up in the wind. Like I don't even fault him for that because if you look at that kick, if you look at that kick, that thing, oh my.
It's like a curveball. Pushed it, and I was like, I've never seen that.
Me neither.
That's why right after the kick came out, I was like, that's the weirdest path I've ever seen on a field goal kick.
Yes.
In my life.
Amen.
You just hit it wrong. Like it's almost like it was laces in versus laces out.
I don't know what it was, but I know when that thing got up in that jet stream, it went over by 50 feet. Like it wasn't. Yeah. I mean,
I've never seen that in my life. It was the weirdest field goal kick I've ever seen.
Right. I can't put that. There's no way that's on him because if you look at the initial kick, it's drifting over to the left. And then it's like, and excuse me for saying this, but God just blew his breath on the ball and it went over to the right. Like it went way right. Like not today, buddy. Not today. You are not making that kick. Eric Parker, the offense doesn't even look like, yep, you said that. All we saw in training camp were deep balls. A1 forever. What up, A1? How you doing, brother? What up, fellas? I do feel like one reason is fear for the O-line. But come on, man. We should have made a real tackle move. I'm with you. Eric says he's been good at tackle. Y'all know how Eric is. He's going to come to the defense of these Falcons. He's going to do it. A1 backs Eric like where are the deep shots? Like, damn, we lose Caleb and lose 50% of the playbook. Eric says they didn't trust Caleb either.
It's not that they didn't. Caleb. It's not that they just lost Caleb. It's that they also lost Storm Norton.
Yeah, no, agreed with that.
And losing Storm Norton and Caleb is what threw everything off.
Yep. A1 says no, they didn't, but we were worse without. A1, then Bijan up next after Drake. In regards to signing him, my brother says they need to change the field goals back. They need to do something. I don't know, but look, we're at the point, and I agree with who was the first one to make that point? Was it Carlo? We got to go for it on fourth and anything less than 5.
Depending on where you're on the field, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, obviously, if 50 and above, 50-yard line and above, you got to go for it.
I think 50-yard field goal and above. Go for it. Like, I mean, don't punt when you're at the 40, they're 45, but I mean, at least run something. If it's 4th and 5 or below, like, just run the friggin' ball. Like, run the ball, run a quick play action, run something that's going to get you into the right spot, into the right alignment, into the right whatever.
Mm-hmm. Understood. All right. Any silver linings from this game other than it's over, we move on? Anything positive that you can take away from that game?
I thought the defense did a really good job in this
I
game.
did as well.
They allowed 2 plays total, or maybe it was 3 plays total of 10 plus yards.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a Tet McMillan 15-yard catch, you're not worried about.
Yeah.
That Tet McMillan 23-yard catch where it was OPI, not really worried about. That 12-yard catch by Tommy Tremble, I'm not worried about. The longest run being 8 yards, I'm not worried about. Like, you did a good job limiting explosives. You did a good job limiting just total yards in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a really solid defense here in Atlanta for the first time since 2023.
Agreed.
And
They gave up one touchdown because that one, I mean, you throw an interception, you give them the ball on the 20. I'm not going to count that. That defense gave up one touchdown and maybe 2 field goals. So that game should have been 17-16 Falcons, 2016 Falcons.
It should have been 35-16 Falcons.
Okay. Yeah. Either way, Falcons should have won the game. Like, you take those numbers and look at, guys, don't take my word for it. Take the numbers, put them through any AI, whether it's Chat GPT, any other one, whichever one is with Apple, Gemini, whichever one is with Samsung. Take the metrics, take that situation, run it through an AI and see what it tells you. It's going to tell you Falcons should have won that game. So that, to me, says A, they were mismanaged on offense, and B, we just didn't execute. And that has to be cleaned up. Carrie disagrees with me. She says, I'm sorry, T. Will, but I don't believe they're not opening the playbook because they don't want Penix to turn his back. What's wrong with you, T. Will? Wilkinson has been serviceable. You can't blame that as an excuse, in my opinion. And you know what, Carrie? Hey, you may be right. Either way, I will see you at 9 o'clock, buddy. Okay? We'll have this conversation at 9. We will duel it out. Carrie, just kidding. Just messing with you, Carrie. Eric says we did and kept turning the ball over on downs. Let's see. Carrie, absolutely no reason Bijan should have 13 carries and Tyler has 1 carry. Yeah, and I agree with that. Now that I agree with 130. That's just
in an ideal game script. Bijan gets 15 carries, Tyler gets 10.
Yeah.
Bijan gets like 4 or 5 passes as well. But Bijan gets 15 carries, Tyler gets 10. You're passing the ball at least, you're running the ball at least 30 times. You're passing the ball at least 30 times. You're probably running a 35-30 split pass to run. Like, that's the ideal game for this team. Because you have 2 really good running backs, because you have a line that's really good at run blocking, run the ball, run play action, build the offense around that. It's not that complicated. Like, I hate to say it, but Arthur Smith, with his atrocious passing concepts, would still be calling better games. If you gave Arthur Smith, Zach Robinson's playbook instead of Arthur Smith's playbook, with the way the passing concepts are drawn, because the passing concepts in general are a lot better. But you run the Zach Robinson pass concepts on the Arthur Smith play action and run game, holy cow, you actually have an offense that's functional. Oh.
Yeah. Kerry says maybe our kicker needs to hit up the Seahawks kicker for some smelling salts. Seemed to work for him last night to hit that game winner. Laugh out loud. Eric says, can we get AI to call plays? You know what, Scott? He says that in jest, but I give it 5, 6, 7 years. You
They're
never
going to
know.
use AI to help develop their script, but past that, they're not going to use AI to call plays.
Okay. I'm just throwing it out there, man. I'm just playing
I've
devil's
seen some of
advocate.
these. I've seen some of these AI scripts, and they are not good, to put
Okay.
it lightly.
But here's the thing, right? AI is learning. So there will come a time, whether it is five,
AI
uh,
AI right now wouldn't pass a Turing test. It's not actually AI. It is algorithms.
I get it. I
So
get it. But it does learn. It does learn. Carrie says, I just can't believe how bad we are on special teams. It felt like that was supposed to be a strength of this team with the players we have added in. Wow, it's just been bad even outside of the kicker. So
yeah,
to be fair, that game, number one, that wind was howling, and their kicker specializes in some sort of knuckleball. Because if you look at, I went back and looked at that game, that ball was moving. That ball was moving because Ray Ray had a difficult time with it. He slipped. Another guy dropped the ball twice because it kept knuckling. Now, I'm not making excuses, but I feel like when they come to Atlanta, that's going to be a different game. When they come to Atlanta, that's going to be you're not going to have that wind. That's going to be I'm not making excuses. It is their job to field the ball in whatever condition and whatever scenario they're placed in. I'm just saying that there was some adversity they were facing. Kerry says absolutely no reason we should call a timeout and take a delay of game penalty immediately after just embarrassing stuff. Carrie says T Will loves AI a lot. Who doesn't, Carrie? Who doesn't love AI?
me. You know why?
Tell me
Because
why.
AI can't do what it's supposed to do. It is not actually intelligence. It doesn't actually create art. It doesn't actually create a lived experience. There are companies out here that are using AI to write loans. And in my job, where I do loans, we have human beings do the job.
Right.
Underwriting, talking with the members, all of that. They just plug the applications into a system and say, yep or no. And they miss so much opportunity with it. So much opportunity. And when I see that in my business, I don't want it in my personal. I don't want it in my football.
I don't want it in my football.
I don't want it in my football. I don't
no
want
AI in my football. Get your own football league, AI. Get your own football league, buddy.
AI should be reserved for college and high school ball. It's not. It has no business in the pro game.
I hear you. Look, I'm not debating, man. I'm not. I'm saying there are some uses to AI, but hey, look, I'm not in your business, so I'm not about to make that argument. You are the king of the hill in what you do, and if that's what you say, then that's what it is. I'm not.
You know what AI for? Spell check.
Man, let me tell you something. I have AI write my stuff a lot, bro. Whatever. I'm just hey, it's all good, man. I get what you're saying in your business. I get it. I totally understand it. Eric says, stop reading my comments in your sarcastic voice, Mr. Donkey Hooters. Whatever, Eric. I'll be as sarcastic as I want to be, darn it. Carrie says, Marquis said yesterday that all of our kickers, even Pinion, can do the knuckleball kick. Well, then why haven't we ever done it? Oh, you know what? I'm not even gonna, because I've never seen us do it. So whatever. Scott, how do you feel about this special teams unit? You think that was just one game, or you think we have an issue? Like, you think that was just Carolina and we had the yips and it was just a bad game? It was just some bad juju. Did we go out the night before, go to Magic City and have some of those lemon pepper wings and indulge too much? Do they have a Magic City in Carolina? I don't know.
They don't. There's not a Magic City in Charlotte. It's not a chain. There's one Magic City. It's in Atlanta.
Go ATL. Where's my wife?
I think the issue that they had with special teams showed up in the first game as well. There were missed coverages. There was a lot of stuff. we have a pretty banged up team even through 4 games.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
I think, honestly, just getting through this game without any more injuries, getting to the bye is going to help out.
Okay.
We were good on special teams against the Vikings.
We were.
We were bad
We were
against
great on special
we were
teams.
great on special teams against the Vikings. We were terrible against the we were below average against the Bucks.
Yes.
It wasn't what you wanted to see.
Yes.
Some of that you can chalk up to first game jitters.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff in the first game you forgive because first game jitters, first game of the season, all that. It's a weird week.
Yep.
This is going to be a different team this week than it was last week.
Okay.
This is going to be a much more different team week 9 after game 8 than it was the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
I think at some point this team finds its passing stride. I think at some point this team obviously defensively, I think this team develops even more defensively. Those two sides I'm not worried about long term. I think it eventually clicks. But I do think Zach Robinson needs to go in there and do some tendency breakers. Break your own tendency. It'll throw yourself off, and then you'll start thinking better.
Okay. That's fair. Carrie made a boo-boo, guys. I need to call it out. So I want you all to look at this comment right here. Scott, I need you to look at this comment because she gave me so much grief when I accidentally deleted her, right? Because I accidentally blocked her because I was blocking some idiot who was in there making comments, and I accidentally blocked her. She gave me so much grief because she was out of commission for like 4 weeks. So now she's like, oops, I accidentally deleted a comment and I don't know what I said. Laugh out loud. See, Carrie, it happens. It happens, Carrie. Okay? People accidentally delete stuff. They accidentally block people. It wasn't intentional. Okay? And I just wanted to acknowledge for the record, Scott, because you gave me a little bit of grief too, sir. I need you to acknowledge it. Oh, yeah. Oh, you did. Oh, you thought I forgot. I didn't forget, Scott. You and Eric and Craig.
I was doing it sarcastically. Like, I don't really care.
It didn't feel sarcastic. It felt like you.
It absolutely was. I'm very dry and deadpan in my humor, so
I'm just messing with you. I'm just messing with you, man. Carrie says, I work in the medical field, and I'm not a fan of AI starting to come into my field as well, Scott.
Oh, it should.
Why y'all hating on AI, man? I'm talking about for the purposes of helping me out with random. I'm not talking about taking over your job. Because look, I don't want AI to come for anybody's job. So I get that. Let me be clear. I'm not saying in that category, in that venue. I'm talking about if I need to do a PowerPoint presentation, if I'm trying to do something, AI can do it for me real quick. I ain't got to do it. I ain't got to go. It saves time. It saves time. That's what I'm saying. But as far as job performance of a human being, absolutely not. Obviously, that's silly because look, we got bills to pay, and nobody needs to be replaced by AI. So I get that. I understand. Carrie says, Koo attempted it, I believe, in the home opener, and it didn't work.
It did not work.
Talking about the knuckle kick. Okay. Yeah, nothing Koo did worked here recently. So, I don't know, man. Good luck to Koo either way, buddy. Appreciate everything you did for us. No, it wasn't just the Carolina game. We've been bad on special teams all season. Well, we weren't bad in the Minnesota game, Carrie. So there. How about that? We were great in that game, Carrie. We've played 3 games. We were bad in 2. We were good in 1. So there you go. But you do have a point. We do need to get it together. I'm just giving you a hard time. Agnew was limited in practice yesterday. You think he will be back this week? He's got is it a groin or is it an abdomen with Agnew?
He's got a groin. So this week, I think we're not going to have Kadero Hodge, AJ Terrell, or Nathan Carter. I think those 3 guys are all out this week. The good news with Nathan Carter is he's the 53rd man on the roster. If he's out, he's out. The good news with Kadero Hodge is if he's out, you got a bunch of wide receivers on the practice squad that can replace him. The good news with Jamal Agnew is if he's out, you got Chris Blair. You've got Casey Washington that should be coming back. You'll still have 5 or 6 guys available, right? I don't think Agnew comes back this week. I don't think Agnew comes back till after the bye. I think the way they're talking about him and the way he's still limited in practice with the groin
Mhm.
You just shut him down through the bye. I do think Casey Washington comes back this week. I think he clears protocol tomorrow or Saturday at this point because he's finally practicing full. I think not having Hodge means you're calling up Blair.
I hope so.
I think you need to have Blair on the game day roster.
Agreed.
I think we're at a point where it might be time to move on from Ray McCloud. Because a lot of these passes that go towards Ray McCloud, they seem like they're sailed. Penix is hitting his landmark. Ray's not getting there in time. Ray's running the wrong direction. With the amount of times these guys have been running the wrong routes and just straight up dropping the ball, I understand why they fired Ike Hilliard.
Really?
I understand why they fired Ike Hilliard. Because I was like, why are we leading the league in drops? Why are we having all these issues with drops? Why are these guys running the wrong direction? So there's a lot of issue there.
Okay. That's fair. I know you got to go pretty soon. Tell me why you think. Give me in detail. Give me 3 reasons why you think this Falcons team is going to win this game this week.
They're going to come out pissed, and not even at Dan Quinn or the Commanders or wanting revenge for last year. They're going to come out pissed because they want to make up for last week.
Okay.
They want to come back and say, hey, that is not who we are. I think that's reason number 1. Reason number 2, I think Zach does some self-scouting and is like, hey, maybe we should switch up the tendencies we have.
Okay.
And I think Raheem's going to be like, listen, I know you say you're going to try and simplify it a little bit. I think people heard that comment from Zach and were like, oh, he's going to try and simplify, which means he's going to dive even more into the run and more into the pass. I think him saying I'm going to simplify it a little bit was saying I'm putting Penix under center a little bit more.
Okay.
Because there's nothing simpler in football than having your quarterback go under center and run standard concepts under center. I think we're going to see a little bit more under center this week.
Okay.
And I think that's going to fix the offense. As far as defense is concerned, I think they're playing against Marcus Mariota. Like, if you don't have to play against Jaden Daniels and his accurate passing,
thank
and
God,
Marcus Mariota and his terrible passing, it cuts off a good bit of the game, and it makes your life a hell of a lot easier.
Maybe he'll make another pass from his patootie. Maybe he'll do it again.
God, that was the worst pass I've seen in my life.
That was pretty bad. That was pretty bad. Absolutely. Carrie says, nah, you accidentally blocked me for weeks, T. Will. Well, I had to figure out how to unblock you, Carrie. Eric says, not like she blocked anyone. Eric, why are you always taking Carrie's side? Okay, whatever. Carrie says, oh, wow, Scott, jeez.
Carrie's always been right.
I know it. Everybody loves Carrie, and rightfully so. I can hear how she says, oh, wow, Scott, jeez, thanks. I can hear her saying it just like that in her little light voice. I can hear it. She says, well, you just said AI could be calling plays in the coming years, T. Will. Laugh out loud. Carrie says, we are going live at 9:15 now. Jack said, T. Will, he's running behind, cutting big loads.
Hey, that means you get a bathroom break.
I know, right? Eric says, Scott is spitting. That means you're rocking the mic, Scott. That means that you are speaking truth and fact, sir. And Eric is giving you your proper.
T.O., just because I'm white doesn't mean that I don't know what that means.
Okay, all right. Now, I didn't assume that. I was doing that for the crowd, okay?
Okay.
There could be folks in the crowd who don't understand the context of what he said. I know you're with it, Scott. I've had conversations with you about rap music. I know you love Outkast. I know you're from the A. I get it. But there could be folks in our chat who are not aware of that. Okay? We gotta do that. Carrie says, do you think that's what's going to happen for us? Eric
Is that what I hope is gonna happen? I'm gonna call this a we're gonna manifest it. Okay.
Okay.
This is what all the little white girls on TikTok talk about is we're gonna manifest our destiny. We're gonna manifest
Destiny.
we're gonna make sure that we put it out into the world and then it's gonna happen. So I'm gonna put it out to the world that Zach gets his shit together this week and the team plays better this week and we actually get a win this week. I'm gonna manifest that.
I can dig it, brother. Eric says Terry just looked it up. Did not, Eric. Did not. Kerry says Mariota actually wasn't bad last week, but we have to make sure to not let him use his legs. Kerry says I love it, Scott manifesting it. Then Scott laugh out loud. Eric says Scott for president. Well, hey man, you know what? I'm not gonna.
I am old enough now.
I'm not gonna touch that one. I am not gonna touch. We're gonna keep this.
We're
gonna keep this football. We're gonna keep this football. But hey, man, I'd vote for you, Scott. Tell these folks where they can find you, man.
You can find me on Twitter at Karasik S. We will be in the next. So the podcast idea with Draft Professors is moving to like November, so it's going to be a couple months.
Okay.
We're waiting for the college season to end, so we can start diving into like film. Because bowl game film is not real film, right?
Right.
So late November, probably early December is when we're going to start doing that.
Okay.
Still working out timing, but yeah.
I got a question for you before you go. If you can hang out for just a second, have you seen the movie Him?
Him, like the new one?
The new one, yeah.
So I don't watch movies in theaters.
Gotcha. Okay.
If I do, it's something that I was dragged to by my wife, and it's normally like a chick flick of sorts.
Gotcha.
Where it's like Lilo and Stitch live action, which that was actually pretty good. Like it's something like that. Like I'm not going to the theater unless she's like, I'm gonna go watch this in the theater and you're coming with me.
Right.
I don't like the movie theater experience. I can't pause it when I need to. If I have to go to the bathroom, I can't sit there with a dog on top of me like I sit on my couch. I don't have a blanket on top of me like I am when I'm sitting on my couch. Like, and those.
I think some of them you can bring a blanket. I know you can't bring a dog. Some of them you can bring a blanket, but I know you can't bring a dog. So I get it.
You can't bring a dog.
I saw it last night, Scott, and I still don't know what the hell I saw. Like,
I see the commercials, and I have no idea what they're trying to advertise.
So think about this. Think about a football movie and a horror movie, right? And Jordan had a great analogy. He said, you know, I like bacon and ice cream, but you just don't need to eat them together. And that's pretty much spot on. It was a decent movie. It was not bad, but it's not for everybody.
You mean maple bacon ice cream wouldn't be delicious?
I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, man. It wasn't bad, right? So I'm gonna do a review on it either later today, no later than Sunday. But I walked out of that theater like, what the hell did I just see? Like I was with it right up to the end, and when we got to the end, it was like, whoa. So I got to figure it out, but I'm interested to know if anybody else has seen it because I just want their thoughts. Hey man, I know you got to go, brother.
Is it a Jordan Peele movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Does it feel like at a certain point he's putting a hat on a hat?
I don't know what the hell it feels like, man. It is. I don't want to give it away. But it is football meets horror, and there's some overly religious themes in there, and it just at the end it all culminates, and you're like, what the hell, right? You're like, whoa, what is going on? So again, I don't know. Maybe when it comes out, you can check it out. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, I'm going to go ahead and do a review on it. Hey, to everybody who joined, we appreciate you. Thank you, everyone in the chat, for joining us. You could have been anywhere in the world. You chose to spend this time with us. We appreciate it. Scott, thank you for getting up at 7:45 this morning, brother. I appreciate it. I appreciate your sacrifice. Can't thank you enough. I appreciate you working with me every week, man. I think it's kind of fun. I enjoy it. I think the crowd does too. I think they like our show, so it's pretty good. And Carrie likes to give me a hard time, so it's okay. But I love Carrie, so it's all good, you know. It's all love. But Carrie, I still saw you delete that by accident, and that was my point. Okay. Well, hey, thank God for sending all you guys in my path. Thank God for you, Scott. To my brother, Jack Spade, thank you guys for getting my start in this business. You guys have an amazing day. Go Falcons. We will see you in about 20 minutes. Scott, hey, man, go do your thing, man. Sell some loans. Kick some ass today.
That I will.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
See
Good
ya.
night, everybody. I mean, good day, everybody. Thank you. Now I got to go get some coffee. Let me tell you something. Look it, man. I've been an Atlanta fan for 45 years.
Late night vibes, we're turning up the heat. Team Will on the mic, can't accept defeat. My ATL sports show, he's running the game. Atlanta Falcons fly high, you know the name. In the heart of the A, where the pride runs deep. From the Braves to the Falcons, he's keeping it real, no sleep. He's got the scoop, every player, every play. Bringing the thunder every single day. He will,